Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2022 Cleveland Heritage Medal Presentation Dinner. My name is Russ Mitchell with WKYC, Channel 3. My boss, Mickey Burns, is here, so please be nice to me. Please. Please. I want to thank the St. Cecilia Strings for filling this historic space with such wonderful music. You guys are fantastic. You ladies are fantastic. Thank you. Okay, we are here this evening to pay tribute to some wonderful people. Alex Johnson, MILTON MALTZ, and JOAN SOUTHGATE. Let's give them their first round of applause of the evening. But first, we want to continue the Cleveland Heritage Medal tradition of having the mayor of our great city begin our presentation ceremonies. I am honored to invite to the podium the 58th mayor of the city of Cleveland, Mr. Justin Bibb.
Thank you so much. It is certainly an honor to be here today. Welcome you to the People's House, Cleveland City Hall. And this building has such a distinct history. You know, this morning I had the chance to welcome Lieutenant General Russell Honore to Cleveland to celebrate Veterans Appreciation Month. And when he walked in City Hall, he was so amazed at the stature and history of this building. And folks might not know this, but this building was one of the first pieces of Daniel Burnham's vision for the great Civic Plaza. And in many ways, Burnham's plan represents the bold, audacious, amazing, visionary civic leadership this city has always had. And this evening's honorees are a fitting tribute and symbol of that great civic vision. Dr. Alex Johnson, MILTON MALTZ, and JOAN SOUTHGATE, you truly represent the best and brightest of our city. So on behalf of our residents, congratulations on a job well done. And so, as we reflect on this evening and prepare for Thanksgiving next week, I'm looking forward to a lot of fried turkey myself, by the way. Let us take a few minutes to think about the amazing grace we all have and also give thanks to our great city and our great community. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Mayor, thank you very much, and thank you for having us to your wonderful office here. Fantastic room. It is now my pleasure to invite the Reverend Courtney Clayton Jenkins, Senior Pastor and Teacher at South Euclid United Church of Christ, to deliver tonight's dinner invocation. Reverend Jenkins.
Let us pray. Awesome, mighty, gracious, loving, and always faithful God, we come before you today because within our community, you have placed three pillars that have made us better. A pillar of education in Dr. Johnson, a pillar of faith in Mr. MALTZ, and a pillar of freedom in Ms. Southgate. When communities are committed to education, to faith, and to freedom, they are better. The question is often asked here, oh God, who are those who have made Cleveland better? Those whom we would not be who we are without them. And today we give thanks and praise and honor because you saw fit to place down in our city the pillars that make us remarkable. So on tonight, as we give thanks and honor, we also thank you for this meal. We ask that from farm to table, you bless it. Bless it that it might nourish our bodies, and that through it we might all be inspired to either lean in to the pillar of education, to lean in to the pillar of faith, and to lean in to the pillar of freedom. We indeed will be better because of it. In the name that keeps all faiths whole and holy, we give you thanks and praise. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue our program now. Can we once again get a round of applause for the St. Cecilia Strings? Also, we want to show some love to the men and women who prepared and served tonight's dinner and drinks. Not easy to do. A lot of people in here, a lot of stuff going on, but they're doing a fantastic job. So once again, thank you very much. All the hard work you're doing tonight. As the mayor pointed out, tonight is a time out to pause, take a breath, show gratitude, to recognize great people and great achievements. There is no one who knows this more than Dr. Akram Boutros, President and CEO of the Metro Health System. Of course, he was instrumental in the creation of the Cleveland Heritage Medal, and he is the best person to share the origins of this recognition and its importance to the community. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Akram Boutros.
Hello, everybody. So I'm not sure why we don't recognize pastors who give great invocations, but I think it's about time we did. I love Reverend Courtney Clayton. So it's been an honor to serve alongside Beth Mooney and Robin Minter-Smers as co-chairs of this year's Cleveland Heritage Medal Committee. Thank you, Robin and Beth, for your commitment, direction, and guidance. So the Cleveland Heritage Medal was conceived in 2015 to honor those who rose above the rest to enrich our region in historic ways. It was designed to fill a void, to be the highest civilian honor in the city of Cleveland, an honor that would celebrate those who remind us of Cleveland's rich history of servant leadership, leaders of impressive achievement and inspirational valor. Modeled after the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the Cleveland Heritage Medal is bestowed upon those who've made meritorious contributions to the welfare and the development of Cleveland and its citizens. The medal was the result of a conversation I had with many others over several years. All of us unanimously expressed the need for this distinguished award, an award about our community and its extraordinary history. An award that would be tied not to any one organization, an award with a selection process free from politics and bias of any kind, an award truly honoring the kind of civic collaboration that has made Cleveland the great city it is today. The medal was designed by Cleveland Institute of Art graduate Jessica Sandy. The medal has 5 stars, which represent the characteristics of the individuals we have gathered here tonight to celebrate. They are service to others, teamwork, courage and respect, inclusion and diversity, and service as a role model. This evening, we celebrate the 7th class of the Cleveland Heritage Medal honorees, the 25th, 26th, and 27th recipient of this recognition. I ask that any previous honorees here tonight please rise or raise your hand so we can have another opportunity to show our gratitude for your lifetime of service and contributions to Cleveland. Russ, I think it's your turn.
Dr. Boutros, thank you so much, and thank you for everything that you have done to make this night and all these nights possible. Before we celebrate tonight's recipients, let's take a look back and remember those who have already been bestowed with Cleveland's highest civilian honor. The inaugural class of the Cleveland Heritage Medal was an impressive collection of individuals, as they all are, of course. Mort Mandel, the Reverend Dr. Otis Moss Jr., Sandy Pianalto, Dick Pogue, Senator George Voinovich. In 2017, that was the second class, equally impressive there. Carol Hoover, Sam Miller, Albert Ratner, Michael White. In the third class, we welcomed Dr. Toby Cosgrove, Bob Grace, Stephen Minter, and Dr. Jerry Sue Thornton. The fourth class featured Thomas Adler, Art Falco, Robert P. Madison, and Barbara Robinson. In 2020, we all remember that year, we safely honored our fifth class via a video celebration. Jeanette Griselli Brown, Bracy Lewis, and Mal Mixon. Last year, and I know many of you were here for that, we returned to the City Hall Rotunda to honor our sixth class, Richard Bogomolny, Margot James Copeland, Beth Mooney, and Margaret Wong. And now, our focus rests deservedly on the seventh class of the Cleveland Heritage Medal. But first, I want to recognize those more than 24 individuals who comprise the Cleveland Heritage Medal nominating and selection committees and who helped choose the honorees we are celebrating tonight. As Dr. Boutros pointed out, it is an exercise free of politics and bias. The nominating committee brought forth the names of dozens of esteemed individuals from which to consider. The selection committee then gathered for further deliberation. Humility and the spirit of service and community always had places at the table. It is my honor right now to present you the newest recipients of the Cleveland Heritage Medal. Okay, would committee co-chairs, Dr. Boutros, Robin Minter-Smyers, please gather on stage now for the presentation of medals. Co-chair and Cleveland Heritage Medal recipient Beth Mooney could not be here this evening. Okay, so here we go. My buddy right here, Dr. Alex Johnson. His path toward education may have unknowingly begun when he was just 8 years old. He grew up in the small town of Concord, North Carolina, in the segregated South, the kind of town where the teachers lived in the students' neighborhood. One day, Mrs. Pearson showed up at the Johnson family home wondering why young Alex had not been coming to school. The reason was he had worn his shoes out, and his mother, unlike other parents, refused to let Alex go to school barefoot. Mrs. Pearson offered to buy him shoes, but his mother proudly yet graciously refused. For the next 2 weeks, until his mother earned enough for new shoes, Mrs. Pearson made house calls, delivering assignments, and picking up his schoolwork. Decades later, Dr. Johnson remembered his influence, and I'm quoting him now. In addition to serving as a role model, both in and out of the classroom, Mrs. Pearson demonstrated the power and the value of teaching and the impact that it can have, end quote, from Dr. Johnson. Education and the access to it have been his passion and life work. He earned degrees from Winston-Salem State University, Lehman College, and a doctorate from Penn State. After a decade serving as president of Tri-Cities Metropolitan Campus, Dr. Johnson had successful leadership roles at Delgado Community College in New Orleans and the Community College of Allegheny County in Pennsylvania. In 2013, he returned to Cleveland as president of Cuyahoga Community College, which serves almost 60,000 credit and non-credit students every year. His 9-year tenure was nothing short of extraordinary. Listen to this. Graduation rates increased dramatically exceeding national averages. Financial giving to support student scholarship grew. The college created numerous centers of excellence. It opened access centers, which provide affordable or no-cost education and job training. With Dr. Johnson at the helm, Tri-C was twice awarded the coveted Aspen Prize. It is the only Ohio community college to appear on the Institute's top 150 list. His legacy will endure for generations for the tens of thousands of individuals in our community who have seen their lives improved by his leadership. May I present the 2022 Cleveland Heritage Medal recipient, Dr. Alex Johnson. Dr. Johnson, congratulations to you. Our next honoree, Milton MALTZ. His fantastically storied broadcast career began with a booming fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Chicago radio station WBEZ was looking for child actors for a production of Jack and the Beanstalk. Young Milt not only got the part, he continued to work at the station through high school, grabbing every opportunity he could to learn all sides of the business. He was hooked, and from there he strayed from broadcasting only once in his life when he served in the Navy and the National Security Agency in Washington during the Korean War. His work in cryptology there would later lead to his interest in espionage and ultimately his role in the creation of the International Spy Museum. Very cool place if you've never been there. Milt acquired his first radio station before he turned 25 years old. He then continued to buy, improve, and sell radio and television stations for the remainder of his career. He founded Malright Communications Group in 1956. He made it public in 1988, and he sold it in 1998. His strategy was to buy floundering stations at a low price and fix them. Perhaps the best-known example was WMMS, which he built into the nation's top FM station, solidifying Cleveland's role as the rock and roll capital of the world, and of course, the eventual home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum. Milton MALTZ was the only child of the only Jewish couple in his neighborhood in South Bend, Indiana. During his first week of first grade, he was verbally and physically assaulted by a group of boys during recess. He endured discrimination throughout his life, including being denied a job he earned because the company had a policy against hiring Jews. In 1951, he married his life partner, Tamar, an elementary school teacher and a Hebrew scholar. Milt and Tamar approached business, philanthropic, and life endeavors as a team and in consultation with their 3 children. In 1997, they founded the MALTZ Family Foundation, which has been a transformational philanthropic force for our region and beyond. In 2005, the foundation helped establish the MALTZ Museum, of course, a dynamic educational institution devoted to diversity, tolerance, and respect for all humanity. Every day, visitors exit its doors enlightened, inspired, and changed. May I present the 2022 Cleveland Heritage Medal recipient, Milton MALTZ. Mr. MALTZ, much respect and congratulations to you, sir. Now, our next honoree. Joan Southgate was born in Syracuse, New York. She graduated cum laude from Syracuse University in 1952 and then earned her master's degree in social work in 1954 from what is now Case Western Reserve University. After a successful 30-year career as a social worker, she would have been well within her rights to sit back and enjoy retirement, surrounded by her 4 children and 9 grandchildren. Instead, in 2002, at the age of 73, she listened to what she called an ancestor's whisper to honor the strong enslaved builders of this country. So what did she do? She laced up her shoes and embarked on a journey to honor the unimaginable courage, creativity, and strength of countless enslaved ancestors. Joan began her 519-mile walk in Ripley, Ohio. That's a small town on the Ohio River that served as a destination for enslaved people escaping from Kentucky. From there, at a rate of about 10 miles a day, Joan retraced the path of the Underground Railroad through Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and ultimately Canada. Along the way, she went to Underground Railroad sites, gave presentations at schools, chatted with growing crowds of people, and lots of captivated reporters. Wish I would have been one of them. She slept in the homes of welcoming strangers, her own safe houses. Her trek became a national sensation. Later, after she had penned a book about her journey and continued her work as an activist, she heard about the planned destruction of the Cozad Bates House, the only pre-Civil War home still standing in University Circle. So what did Joan do? She got busy. She founded a nonprofit called Restore Cleveland Hope. Hope was the code name given to Cleveland by Underground Railroad organizers. She led a grassroots effort that resulted in the building's restoration and new purpose. Today, the Cozad Bates House Interpretive Center, as it is now called, houses exhibits, tours, and conversations about slavery, voter suppression, human rights, and much, much more. Concerts are performed on the front porch. Restore Cleveland Hope's mission today is to continue teaching and talking about the anti-slavery movement, as well as to increase opportunities for collaboration among Cleveland's neighborhoods. Earlier this year, Cleveland Public Theater produced a play about Joan's life and her trailblazing journey. The title of this, get this, The Absolutely Amazing and True Adventures of Ms. Joan Evelyn Southgate. May we present the 2022 Cleveland Heritage Medal to the absolutely amazing Joan Southgate. Ms. Southgate, thank you for being absolutely amazing. We appreciate you. In fact, can we have a round of applause for all of our honorees this evening? We thank you so much for coming tonight, and we're asking all honorees and their friends and families to gather immediately for a group photo. And for everyone else, please feel free to linger a bit, enjoy a beverage or two, and have a nice conversation. Thank you very much for inviting me to be a part of this wonderful evening once again, and thank you for coming. Have a great night.